Welcome back to Thru the Numbers. It is the NFL show for week 9. Coming up, we'll be going over our 5 best bets for Sunday and maybe some Mondays in there. We'll see. Last week, yours truly went 3-2. Ian, you went 2-3.
Oh, I wish, man. I went 1-3-1. I got another push. Yeah, with the Cowboys +6.
Oh.
I know by the time I gave that line out, it was like +5, +4.5. I think when we officially gave it out on the carousel, it was +5.5. So that missed by just half a point, which is the second time this season that's happened with the Cowboys. But for me, personally, it was I got it at +6, so it pushed. Yeah, that stinks, man. That's 2 pushes in the last couple of weeks.
That's unfortunate. I will say this. You did mention our IG and the carousels that we've been putting out on IG. The last 3 carousels have a combined win total of 10-2. We had 2 straight 3-1s. That was the last Thursday nighter, last Sunday nighter, and then this Thursday nighter that just passed. We went 4-0. So pretty nice little profit there, especially because I didn't do so well in the NHL that day after taking a little bit of a break because I've been full on into the NBA right now. But NBA picks have been doing pretty all right for the channel as well so far. Nevertheless, this is the NFL
and I will
show.
Just add, if you followed all of our picks from yesterday, which yesterday was Halloween, the 1st of November. Overall, yesterday we went 6-5. So still, all our picks we were profitable yesterday.
Profitable. Yeah, that's all that matters is we made a profit at the end of the day. So yeah, this is the NFL show, and if you haven't been watching the previous episodes, what we do is we have a weekly champion. Whoever's 5 best bets turns out to be the most profitable is our weekly champion, and they get to draft first when they pick their first of 5 best bets. It is a snake draft, but since Team Rye Guy is the reigning champion yet again, I will go first. And usually I try to, because Ian likes to pick a lot of spreads, I usually try to pick a spreads, but I think he saw me put this one on my Action Network. So in case he tries to steal my pick, I'm going to take why mess with a good thing? And that is Sam Darnold under 31.5 pass attempts. He has gone under 31.5 pass attempts in every game this season. I think that can continue. Hold on.
I'll hold.
Hold on. Let me check my thing because I think that the line might have changed real quick. Oops.
What are we down to? 30? 30.5 now?
No, because when I'm looking at my thing, it said against the Colts, and I'm like, you're not playing the Colts this week.
Sunday Night Football, man. Vikings Colts.
Oh, it's Detroit. I was thinking they're playing Green Bay, but it's Detroit's playing Green Bay.
Are you looking?
Okay, yeah. So
did you make the wrong pick or something?
No. I thought looking at it saying that it was against the Colts in my notes, I thought it was the wrong thing because I thought they were playing. I mixed up Detroit with I mixed up Detroit with
gotcha.
With Minnesota because the same division. I thought they were playing each other. Anyways, the pick is still Sam Darnold under 31.5 pass attempts. He's gone under in every single game this season. The Colts are sort of middle of the pack for allowing pass attempts. And I just think that the Vikings are going to be able to move the ball on them either way. Minnesota is one of the most efficient offenses moving the ball with the pass, so he doesn't have to make a lot of attempts. So yeah, I think he can come in under 31.5. I don't care that Joe Flacco's in there. I think the Colts are still going to lose this game. So yeah, let's go with Sam Darnold under 31.5 pass attempts for my first best bet of week 9. Now, Ian, to you for your first best bet back to back.
Yeah, I like it, man. Let's fade the pig man. Anyway, so my first pick, I'm glad you kind of set it up for me when you're talking about the Lions Packers game. We are going with, like I like to do, a spread here, and we are going to go with the Packers plus 3.5. Now, first of all, I gotta say, we've said it before, we love the Detroit Lions on this podcast. Thru the Numbers is a Detroit Lions podcast, but for this week, we are going to take the Packers plus 3.5 on the spread. And there's a few reasons for this, guys. So first of all, Matt LaFleur, the great coach, is 24-11, which gives us a percentage of 69. Nice. Against the spread as an underdog. So that's already a great thing right there. But really the big thing for me on this game is this is the Lions' first outdoor game all season so far. And, as we talked about before, the difference between Jared Goff inside and outside, there is a big change there. Especially this time of year, we're in November now. Now is when it starts to get, cold and kind of not so pleasant outside, especially up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I will also say we'll be able to tell a bit better as the day gets closer. But the forecast right now for Green Bay on Sunday is suggesting potential rain and wind. So, that's what else am I going to go with for this game? I have a few things here. So the Packers defense, they've really made a big step this season, and they've forced 19 turnovers in 8 games so far. And just to give you reference there, last year they only had 18 all season. So, they've really made a big step this year to go with their defense. And even if Jordan Love doesn't play, I think Malik Willis has been pretty competent actually and shown that, he can run the Matt LaFleur offense. And even if Love does play, let's be honest, he hasn't really been 100% healthy all season, and he's still been able to get it done in games. So anyways, that's my first pick for this weekend. Take the Packers plus 3.5. I like it up to plus 3.
I like it, to be honest. I didn't bet this yet, but I do have in my notes. I do kind of like them on the money line, believe it or not. And I might end up taking that at plus money, but won't be in my best bets, I don't think, because I am also weary because of how great the Lions have been this season. But anyways, all right, what's your next best bet? What's your second one?
Let me see for my next one here. Let me pull up. I'm going to go with a game that just to me screams under all over it. Like both these teams, like a lot of times when they play, both scream the under. And this is the Browns and the Chargers under 42.5 points. So a couple stats to go on here. The under has hit in 12 of the last 13 Chargers games where they've been the favorite. And as of the time of recording, they are a -2 to -1.5 favorite, depending what book you're at. And just in general, Chargers games, they go under 77% of the time. Or sorry, they go under this number 77% of the time, the 42.5. That's why, it's one of those games that just screams under to me. Also, so far into this year with Jim Harbaugh, they've shown that they're not really an aggressive team. They love to play close scoring games. They wait for you to fuck up on something and then they try to capitalize on it and, get out of there with a few points. And I just, as much as, we all love Jameis Winston and want to see him to do well, there's a reason that he's not a starting QB anymore. And I don't trust him to stay consistent. And also the Chargers defense, they're legit, man. They rank 8th in defensive DVOA. So, for my second pick, give me Browns Chargers under 42.5.
All right. I like it. I like it so much. I'm going to stick with that game for my next best bet. And funny enough, I'm sort of with you in that as funny enough, I do have the under highlighted here in my notes. I do like the under in this game. But the other thing that I like is never mind, I'm looking at the wrong thing now. Yeah, the other thing I was going to say that I like the Chargers on the spread, -1.5. I think Jameis Winston had a game. And if there's anything I know about Jameis Winston every now and again can have a game. But do I believe that Jameis Winston is going to beat both hardball brothers back to back? Absolutely not.
He's not that guy, pal. Trust me.
I think
he's not that guy.
Yeah, and I also think the Chargers have a way better defense than Baltimore does. Their offense is lackluster, so that's why, again, we lean the under. But I think the Chargers should be able to pull this one out. I think Herbert is essentially going to be a game manager, and they're going to win on the defensive side of this. So if we look at this right now, on the road, the Chargers this season are batting 500 ATS. They lost to Arizona by 2 points, funny enough. And they lost to Pittsburgh, which those are two decent teams that have been better than the Browns this season. And then we look at them all around. The Chargers are 57% ATS this season. They've covered over 50% of their games. So yeah, I don't. It's more of a fade. It's a fade of Jameis Winston. It's let's let everyone react to what happened. Like, oh my God, what a major upset. So I think this is a big
Especially
letdown.
A lot of people I feel kind of have like a sentimental attachment to Jameis. I feel like he's very endearing and very likable. So I feel like a lot of public will want to come in and back him here.
Oh yeah, 100%. And obviously you feel that confidence they just beat the Ravens, and sure, the team might have that confidence, but look, NFL is week to week. Like it's not the same thing every week, and the Chargers are starting to get healthy again, and their defense has been strong, and I think that Cleveland just doesn't have the weapons. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers -1.5 to beat the Cleveland Browns for my second best bet. And since I'm on a back-to-back, I get to go again. And there was another I really like, but we'll see. I'm going to go with another pick on the spread this it's showing me the wrong thing. Well, I'm going to go with another game pick. And this one, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams -1.5 against the Seahawks. Mainly because the Rams have covered in games that we thought they shouldn't have. They're getting Cooper Kupp, I think, is questionable now, but he could still be back. Puka Nacua is questionable, but he could be back as well. Actually, no, Kupp is off the injury report as far as I can see.
I was going to say, man, the Rams are really starting to get healthy right now. And one thing, not to interrupt your bet and not to give this out as a best bet, but
yeah, I'm
not exactly sure what the odds are. I would really look around if you're interested in a futures bet at the Rams' chances to win or to make the playoffs. If it's +300, +400, I think that's definitely worth sprinkling.
It's not a bad bet. Yeah, it's not a bad bet. They're at 3-4, which is totally surprising given the amount of injuries they've had, and I think they were 1-4.
Yeah, they've really rallied.
So I like the Rams because I just don't believe in the Seahawks. DK Metcalf is out. Not a fan of Geno Smith. Yeah, they're at home, but interesting about that. Usually we think, Seahawks at home, that's great. The Seahawks are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 home games. Yeah, and the Rams are turning things around. They just beat the Vikings, which nobody saw coming. They handled the Vikings too. And before that, they didn't cover, but they did beat the Raiders, which, who's not beating the Raiders?
Hopefully the Bengals this weekend.
Look, and they had an impressive win over San Francisco that many people think they shouldn't have won either. They really only weren't in one game, and that was the game against Arizona. Other than that, they've been in every game. So sure, it could be close, but I just, again, I'm fading the team that I don't believe in, and I'm going with the team that I think has the better coach. And that's exactly what I'm doing with the Chargers pick, and I'm doing the same thing here with the Rams pick because it's such a low spread. At -1.5, I'll take it. Take the Rams to beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, back to you for your next two best bets.
Mine here, let's see. Okay, so going for another spread here, another underdog spread. Going to Sunday Night Football, I'm going to take the Colts plus 5.5 with Joe Flacco under center. So to start off here, the Colts, they are 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 games on the road as they're going into Minneapolis this weekend. And like I said, Flacco is back. The Colts have looked significantly better with him in his 2 starts this year than they did with Anthony Richardson. And the Vikings, as great as they have been and have had a great start, and I'm not saying they're falling off here, but their defense has started to show a couple vulnerabilities. Let's say their D-line has allowed the 16th most yards to running backs, and I think that could spell trouble with Jonathan Taylor back now in the lineup. Also, the Colts defense, they've been steadily improving now that they got DeForest Buckner back. And the Vikings also, unfortunately, lost their starting tackle, Christian Darrisaw, for the year. They did sign another guy. I can't remember his name now, unfortunately, to replace it. But again, it is a loss. So, yeah, I'm going to take, Joe Flacco to have some of his old man strength here and, win a Sunday Night Football game in prime time, get into the Sunday Night Winners Club this year.
Okay. I don't like it because I'm on the under for Darnold's pass attempts, but I see where you're going with it. So best of luck to you on that one for sure.
All right.
What's your next one?
So Ryan, I'm actually going to give you a choice here. Since you're the champion this week, I'm going to give you 2 options to decide with what my next prop bet will be. Do you want a single player prop or a 2-leg parlay?
Give me the player prop because I think that's most likely to hit for you. I want you to.
Okay, appreciate it. Can I give this one out as just a little bonus bet at the end because I do like this one as well. All right, cool.
Absolutely. Well, you're gonna have another bet after this.
Yeah, but I got one I like better for that. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I won't put it in the top 5. And
we'll see. Maybe I'll take it.
Maybe you will. I always forget about that possibility. But anyways, guys, for a player prop this week, we are gonna take the so-called GOAT by some, Patrick Mahomes, to keep doing what he's doing and throw an interception this weekend.
That was going to be one of my next ones. I'm so pissed.
Man, that's actually what I didn't think you were likely to take either. That's why I saved it off my first couple.
Oh, I've taken it a bunch of times already this season. So it's what, like a couple of my player props for this week are all why mess with a good thing. Like that's why I picked the Sam Darnold. That's why I was gonna go with the Mahomes interception because he's thrown a pick in every game this season.
And there's really not too much not much to this one, guys. It's he's thrown a pick in each one of his last 8 games. 2 of those games he had double interceptions. He's just been an interception merchant this year. The Bucs has also already caught 5 interceptions this year. So, I think it's one of these ones that, Occam's razor, the simplest explanation is the most likely. He's thrown one in every game. Some of these thrown multiple. Yeah. I think he's going to do it again.
Yeah, you got to just play the trend sometimes.
And it's still pretty good money. I think it's only like, minus 115 or so at most books.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like it. All right.
I just gave out 2. It's your turn, man.
Your 4th. Oh, yeah. You gave out the Colts and then so you've given out 4. What are your 4 picks? Just to recap
I've got
real quick.
The Packers plus 3.5. I got the Browns Chargers under 42.5. The Colts plus 5.5. And Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception.
Patrick Mahomes. Okay. And then I've got Darnold under 31.5 pass attempts. pass attempts. I have the Chargers minus 1.5, and I have the Rams minus 1.5. So my last two final best bets, and like I said, my player props for this week are why mess with a good thing. So I'm gonna go with CeeDee Lamb over 25.5 for his longest reception. He's gone over this in every single game this season. If you look at his last 10 games that he's played, he's gone over in all but one. So yeah, he's hit this in 8 straight games that he's played. The one thing I will say is that Atlanta is giving up the second least yards per reception, but this is CeeDee Lamb. And what does CeeDee Lamb do? He gets yards and he makes those big
Balls
completions. So I think he can still do it despite that. He's averaging 38.29 yards per longest reception so far this season. Mind you, because he did have a 65 and a 55. But he's consistently gone over 25.5, and I think he can do it again. So CeeDee Lamb over 25.5. Longest reception for my fourth best bet. And now for my final. I can't do the Mahomes interception, sadly. What do I want to do? I swear there was another one, but I can't find it now. Another one I really liked. Sorry. Maybe they took it down. So I'll go with another one that I kind of like just because I think this game's going to be a blowout, so he's just not going to have to do it. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts under 40.5 rushing yards against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just don't think they're going to need him to run the ball like that on them. I think they're going to move the ball fine through the air, on the run with Saquon. I think they're going to have no trouble in this game, and there's going to be no reason for him to rush the ball that consistently. So he's gone under in 6 of 7 games so far this season. Yeah, he only went over in the one game against Atlanta. He's gone under in 5 straight games. And yeah, and the way they've been going with the pass and the way they've been going, even with the run lately, I just don't see the need where he's gonna have to rush that much. He's gonna have to get that many yards. If it happens, it happens. But I like the under here for that reason. Just there's no reason why he needs to be rushing that much. Hold on, let me check this. Make sure they haven't changed his line because it wasn't 40.
Look through the numbers, bro.
Oh, one of the things because if they moved it to 36.5, I'm gonna check. Hold on, let me check a thing real quick. Because I feel bad giving it out
blindly
if the number has changed significantly. Well, it was at 40.5. I don't know if they've changed it. Let's see real quick. While I'm doing that, you can get your next. You can give your
sure?
final best bet. Yeah, because if I have to switch, I'll just switch.
Okay, cool. So for my final one,
yeah, it's still. It's still.
Okay,
40.
all right, that solves it.
Okay, so my final best bet is Jalen Hurts under 40.5 rushing yards. All right, Ian, give us your final best bet.
So my final best bet of week 9. Like I said, I had 2 I was deciding between. I've actually found a way to consolidate them both into one bet that I really like here. So this is going to be a 2-leg parlay. Shop around to see where you can get the best odds. Right now, I'm finding it on Bet365 for minus 120. The 2 legs we're going to be taking here are the Baltimore Ravens first half money line. And then we are also going to parlay that with Daniel Jones to throw under 1.5 touchdowns. So let's get to the more in-depth one here about the Ravens first half. Originally, I was looking at playing this on the spread. I got it at -4.5 when Lamar was questionable. It looks like he's going to play now. It's up to -6.5. But let's leave the points and let's just take the money line for the first half here. So things here. The Ravens' pass defense is weak. And, Bo Nix has looked pretty good. He's looked, I think, better than a lot of people thought he would and has been impressive. But he is still a developing rookie. And the Ravens are much more experienced than this young Broncos team, which I think will help them get off to a head start. For the Broncos, they don't really have any kind of like blue chip receivers. Like, not to say the receivers are bad or anything like that, but just, nothing I think that's going to like pose problems. They don't really have that like that X factor, if you know what I mean. And, as good as the Broncos defense has looked, they've definitely looked above average and one of the better defenses in the league. They have had kind of an easy schedule, and that's not their fault. They only play who's in front of them, but that is something you got to look into when you're making bets here. And like I said, we're taking the money line instead of the points here. And if you did want to take the points and parlay it here, you would get some better odds for sure. Lamar against the spread in the first half of games in his career, 54, 29, and 2. That's 65%. So feeling pretty good there. And then for the second leg, Daniel Jones under 1.5 passing touchdowns. This motherfucker can't throw a passing touchdown at MetLife Stadium. I forget how long it's been, man, but like there's been like over a dozen NHL players who have scored a goal in MetLife Stadium playing like those winter classics and shit. Then Daniel Jones is throwing a passing touchdown. So the line is 1.5 on its own. I've got it right here at -270. But I say parlay that with the Ravens first half money line. Again, I've got that for -120 right here. Shop around. Maybe you can even get it better than that. But that's going to be my fifth and final best bet this weekend is Ravens first half money line and Danny Penny's under 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So those are our 5 best bets. Good luck to all you degenerates out there looking for your plays with all your plays. Let us know in the comments if you are Team Rye Guy or if you're Team Ian this week. And also let us know what the punishment should be for the loser of week 9.
Man, at this point, like how many weeks have I lost? I'm going to have to do like a full-on jackass stunt or something.
It's like whatever it is, it's like we have to tally. Maybe it's just whoever, since we haven't got all that engagement, I think maybe next year or next season we'll do a weekly punishment, but maybe we just do it as an end of season.
Or we come up with like, say there's 18 weeks in NFL, we come up with like in the off season 18 different punishments, and then each week we like draw one like or something.
Could do that.
Lots of time to figure it out.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that does it for me. Does it for Ian. Stay tuned to the channel for more NFL bets. Like I said, follow us on Instagram where we've been cooking up with the carousels. When we're not giving out bets on this, we like to give out daily picks on that. We do NFL, we do basketball, we do NHL, occasionally some other sports too. But that's really what's rolling right now. And stay tuned to the channel for more beautiful picks, sports talk, and all that good stuff. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and
good luck, degenerates. We're halfway through the season. Let's get it. Peace.